So there's so much going on that it is far bigger than the time permitted here. And we will try to break some of it on the next couple of meetings or interactions between us. One is coming in a couple of days, Saturday after tomorrow, and one is probably the beginning of the week or midweek, depending on how we decide about 4th of July. If we take it off, from the round table, or we come all together. But the back office is always a good reference for all the updates and what's happening. I couldn't be prouder. You should be proud. And what I can share with you today as a final statement is we are talking publicly. My name is Mufrah, and I'm your friend. And I would not say any statement without a backup, without having a physical, actual balance. Not what we are hoping for. I'm not talking about wishful thing. Yes, we've seen projects, we've seen ambitions before. The test is if they have any basis to reality or achievements. Okay, so we all have dreams, one way or another, different capacities. But the dream of Ampassive from the very beginning was a high standards. Take Dubai Mall as an example. All right, so they have an aquarium. I think amazing digital screens, top of the world, biggest in the world, underwater restaurants, skating, ice rink, okay, kids zone. I think the Emirates airline venue and more and fine dining and restaurants and global and all the brands and small and big and local and international and huge, and the location, the water fountains, Burj Khalifa. We've seen glimpses on the live shows for Ampassive because it's across the street from our offices, and we've seen that. So that's like high, okay, it's like top of the world. Like now it's a good idea. You see how packed it is any given day of the week. Let's go and compete. It looks like there's a high demand with it. It's hard because how could you top that up? So from the very beginning, they put a very high standard, even if you have the money, but the original is always the best. So if you can settle with the original and have the original, why settle with a copy or an imitation or something may not work? What we have our hands on, literally, will change the planet, will change humanity, will leave everlasting impact. This is a statement. It's vetted. Okay, it's not. I'm responsible. I have to say that. You being one among the almost roughly 1.5 million founders, I would say fortunate founders. Now, imagine the next billion use of Ampassive. So that number 1.5 is never going to be the same. Always going to decrease. It will never be 1.6 million. Never. It's over. You got a position where the value is only going to increase as we reveal and you get to know more, and as more demand. So the 1 billion, when they come, they're going to wish to have that position, but it will be too late. We already know it's too late. Okay, and you're going to be. They will envy you because you have such a position. For what a bargain. And I just want you to understand what we're doing is literally going to change so many aspects of our life in a very good way, okay, like no other company. And I wouldn't say this statement without any basis. It will be a violation of the law, okay? I cannot mislead, I cannot say something without measures. So I have to tell you, this is like 100% factual. What we have our hands on, not thinking, not hoping, what we've accomplished, what we've worked on, what we've achieved so far, it will take other people another, few centuries or millennium maybe, okay, millennium to get to that level. So we couldn't be in a higher position. That's why we should not only be proud, we should be extremely excited. So life will only get better. The future is extremely bright for all of us, and there's no limit for how far we can go, because what we have already is mind-boggling. Okay, so it's far beyond the digital products and technologies you've seen. And again, I've said it internally with our founders, but I would say it for the first time publicly. The level of impact that OnPassive making and will be introduced into the world is the level of Henry Ford, the Wright brothers, and so on and so on, Thomas Edison, and more and more and more. So this is not a joke. This is really a serious, life-changing experience. And let's buckle up seriously and tune into the back office and to any event you can buy up to it. And by the way, there's no selling and OnPassive, as you see. We're not asking for an upgrade. We're just really caring, like our brother Martin in the beginning said. We're just out of care, we're trying to get your attention to what's in your hand. Okay, it's not like you have to buy, you have to add like what you already have, but we just want to educate you, inform you about the value of what you already have. Don't take it lightly. You could literally miss on so many updates moving forward or elevations if you don't realize the value in your hand as and the only way for you to recognize what you have is to tune in to the source of information and give us your brain, give us your attention, alert us, take notes, replay if you don't get it from the first time, ask the rational questions. The details are the last in our calculation. If you're thinking about fixing this or changing an email address or piece, let's look at the big picture. Those are a byproduct. They will be done, they will be cleared in the proper channels throughout our customer success department, and our engineers will. There's nothing we cannot do. So it'll be cleared, but it has to be done properly. Okay, we are responsible for any failures or any loopholes or all of that. So sometimes it sounds like a tiny thing, but there's probably a bigger base behind it that we're holding something until we solve a bigger important topic, and then we move on to the tiny details. So mechanics are not where you go. The vision and the ability and the mindset is what's going to allow you to accomplish something significant. Okay, if you drop from that level and mentality to where you're going to be distracted by the mechanics and the tiny micro details, you have wasted much more potential. So those are under control. Not maybe, not 90%. Those are 100% solvable, not a problem. But if we're going to focus on that and forget the big picture, we have wasted our potential and life is too short. So let's focus on the big picture, the bigger value, and we are already headed there, and we've established the strongest foundation for it, and we are building a sky-high business. So you are going to be impressed. I appreciate you again. I wish time will allow now, but we have other commitments, all of us here. We're going to move on for the day. I hope we got your attention so you can come at least begin with Saturday, so you have a good brief break, but moving on, things are going to accelerate. You have to tune in if you don't want to fall behind, understanding the direction and getting the most potential from the overall achievements. Okay, OnPassive will change your life. but for you being in, and not like having an account and being visible, to be in it. I mean, mentally, and of course, with your attention, you have to be in it. That's what we talk. Having an account is one thing. It doesn't mean we are going to force the information to you. So you have to come and get the most of it. Once you do that, Unpassive will change your life. Therefore, and those who will come to Unpassive, okay, ever after, therefore, we are changing the world as Unpassive. It's not something I can say and just get away with it without any basis. Understand that, okay? My name is Mufrah, and I'm responsible for that. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. This is audited, okay? When I say it, I cannot say, we're going to change the world and, you know, go have a cert. Okay, no, we are changing the world, okay? Period. And the only way you find out is by tuning in. Thank you so much.